Today it has become necessary we do this because some of us have some stories that we have to share. And if you see me in my special jalabia, you should understand something. You should understand that today I'm going for a program called the Jalabia Night, aka the Jalabia Show. And I know this is new. This is new. The Jalabia Show is new, and let me say thanks to those who are organizing this event, Sammy Rasta and his people. They are the brains behind the Jalabia Show, and I'm going to be there. That's why I'm dressed the way I am dressed. So if you're also here, you can share the video link with someone. As a matter of fact, today has been one restful day because we were all tired after going through the weekend shows over the weekend. Um, on Friday, I was at Stonebwoy's. On Friday, I was at Stonebwoy's event. That is the album listening party or the album release party. That was the album release party. I was at Stonebwoy's event, the album release party, and I actually came home very late. You know, Stonebwoy did not come early. He promised to start. I think the show was promised to start at 9 p.m., but unfortunately, it started at about 1 a.m. and we still had to be there to support our brother. So we were there to support the brother, and it worked out the way we wanted it to work out. And yesterday too, it was G.H. Kweku's birthday. So we had to once again go to G.H. Kweku's birthday to support him because I was the MC. Reason my voice is not really in good taste today. My voice is not really the best, but forgive me. So you can call me Alaji Sammy Flex this evening because you can see me in my special jalabia. It's a cool evening. It's a cool evening, and we are preparing to go for the jalabia party. If you are in Accra, you can join us because it is going to be at the, how do we call the place? Kotobabi, the Wembley Park. Yes, it is going to be at Kotobabi, the Wembley Park. So if you are here in Accra and you want to join us, you can join us. This live has become necessary because of two main things. Two main things in the sense that with all the events, I happen to be around. When Stonebwoy made a statement at his album release party, I was there. I witnessed everything. So I have a lot to say about it. And again, when Shatta Michy, or better still, all right, sorry about that. Some calls wanted to come in. You know, people are always calling Sammy Flex. Sorry about that. So let me welcome those who are online at the moment. Kiss Me TV is here. Yasser Arafat is here. He says big up Sammy Flex. Now Real Guti TV is also here. He says big up Sammy Flex. And Naibat TV is also here. Now let's go straight to business because time no day. We're going to spend just about maybe less than an hour to do this. Love is also here. Shout out to you, Love, as well. And thanks for all of you. Mark Cobson says, for life we say, Publishers Entertainment Hub says, I'm also here. Once again, forgive me for my voice. My voice is not the best. Well, Che is also here. Che is also here. Bossman, that is Kings. He said, Bossman. Now Betty Ramson is also here. So let me go straight. I think I'll be giving you shouts for the time being. I think I'll be giving you shouts in the time being as we do this. I happen to be in my car because I'm about to move to the Jalabia Festival, and I want us to do this briefly before I go. So first, let's start with Stonebwoy's album release party. First of all, I want to commend the team for what they have been able to achieve so far with the album. They are going all out. They are doing everything necessary to make sure this album will reach the world. And for all the things they are doing, they are on the right path. And personally, I support them in this, and I'm so happy with how they are going. And the good thing is that when industry people are doing stuff like this, the best they can do is to be inviting the people who run the industry. So when Sammy Flex TV or when Sammy Flex was invited to be a part of it, it was in order. When I got a call from the management of Stonebwoy to be a part of the the album release party. It was in order. And sometimes, because of my affiliation with artists, when they invite me for such shows, I have to be there, whether I'm even comfortable or not, whether time is right or not. I still have to be there to support. Reason, when I got that call to be a part of it, I did not hesitate, and I was there to experience everything that transpired on the day. Now, when I got there, I realized that there were so many people who even saw me and they were surprised, because I know to some people, Sammy Flex has not been a fan of Stonebwoy. To some people, and this is just perception. And this perception is just born out of the fact that I have some good relationship with Shatta. That is the whole problem. And it did not start now. That's why I'm not so surprised. It did not start now. It started even whilst I was on radio at Plus FM. It continued at Xylophone Media or Xylophone FM. And now that I'm even a little closer to Shatta like before, I know that particular issue is even more than necessary as I talk to you. So when I got there were so many people who were even looking at me with some eye, because more or less they saw me to be in the enemy's camp of a sort. Many people saw me to be in the enemy's camp of a sort. They thought I couldn't even come there. There are some people who even think that maybe if it has to do with Stonebwoy, I would not even be able to come there, or I'll be scared to come there. But no, I don't see it as such. I see it as an industry, because when Stonebwoy was doing his album listening, the private listening, I was not able to make it. Roland was there, but right after my TV show, I still rushed there to also go exchange pleasantries with him. And when I got there, he said something that I still remember. He said something that I think that it is something we should keep in high esteem. He said, Sammy, thank you for coming. Though I came late, but he still agreed that yes, it was good I came, because as an industry, this is all we have. We have ourselves to support and nobody else. These were the words of Stonebwoy then, that as an industry, we have ourselves to support and no one else. So yes, on the day, I needed to go there, and I was so happy that I went there as well. So program started, performances were ongoing, and whilst performances were ongoing, I know that Stonebwoy spotted me in the crowd somewhere. Stonebwoy spotted me in the crowd somewhere. First, he gave me shouts when he spotted me in the middle of one of his performances. I think he was performing Asobre Chef, Azabe Omani, that song. So in the middle of that performance, he even gave me a shout. He says, Sammy, he actually used my name as part of the freestyle. Yeah, let me put it that way. So he used my name as part of the freestyle in giving me a shout. And that was so cool. Like, I felt so cool that, okay, that is a good recognition there from Stonebwoy. He's seen I'm around, and he doesn't want to ignore the fact that I'm around. So he decided to give me a shout out of that. I really was happy. I enjoyed it, and I appreciated it as well. So in the middle, whilst he was ongoing with the performance, then he mentioned that in the industry, we have to be one. We all have to come together to do what we have been doing over the years. When he introduced episode, and this is just part one of this whole conversation. From tomorrow, I'm going to be giving you sequences of how this whole thing happened with videos, because as of the time, not many bloggers were there. As a matter of fact, this event, we did not see so many bloggers there compared to some previous events of Stonebwoy. We did not see, and my little findings came to me that some of the bloggers were not invited, as a matter of fact. That was what my finding told me, that the bloggers were not invited, as a matter of fact. That's why there are so many people who have started even putting out comments that, so how come Stonebwoy said this and the industry is not talking about it? How come Stonebwoy said this and bloggers are not publishing it? Yes, don't be surprised all these things have not gone out in the world, because there were so many people who were not there. I think few people have this video. I can make mention of Jata Nation, which is one YouTube channel which is dedicated to some of these jobs. I can say that he's the only person who has the video. So most of the people who are taking all these videos from online, their source is the Shatta Nation TV, and no two ways about that. That is what has been the story. So he called episode, and during the performance with episode, then he said, we have to stop fighting among ourselves as artists. We have to stop fighting. All the bickering, all the watimi wakame, and all those things are not important. I remember he said he has to say this in tree, so that the people who are from abroad, they will not take the story out. But maybe he forgot that his local people might even be dangerous than those who are coming from abroad. That was what he said. That this one, he has to say it in tree, so that the media people or the international people who were there, because yes, Asafo Pearl was even there, and the Jamaicans, Asafo Pearl was there, among other dignitaries, I want to believe. So when he mentioned that he had to say this in tree, so the international people will not get this to send it out, I knew he had forgotten himself that, yeah, those people might not even be the problem, but his local people, as in his own people here, they might even be the problem itself. So yes, and he started doing stuff with episode. They started doing their freestyle. Of course, episode at the moment, it is so clear that man is into the high life thing, because on the day it was either he was not prepared for it, or it was either he was not himself, because the episode, who I know to be one of the best freestylists on the night, was not really very impressive, honestly. Like I'm saying, maybe because now he's deep into he's heavy on high life, so that thing is getting out of him a little bit. If not that, then I'll say something was not right for him on the day, or better still, the instrumentation played for him was not the best, or something like that. Yeah, and I saw he was struggling at a point in time. So when he said that, then he spotted me, and he said that in this industry, we all have to show love. We have to love ourselves, but there are some bad ones among us. There are some people who are some way. Even if you want to show them love, they are playing this, they are playing that. Then Stonebwoy mentioned my name. He said, Sammy Flex. I see Sammy Flex. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I did not actually understand what he meant by Sammy Flex. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He did not say anything specifically. He did not say anything specifically, like say when he mentioned my name, he was aggressive or he was something. No, he did not say anything specifically. The only thing he said was that when he was talking about, yes, in the industry, there are some bad ones among us at every point in time. They would want to cause this and that. Then he mentioned my name because he spotted me in the crowd. I was right opposite him whilst he was performing. He mentioned my name and said, Sammy Flex. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. As it stands now, I'm still here thinking about what Stonebwoy meant by Sammy Flex. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. As it stands now, I'm still here thinking about what the agenda was or what the problem was. I don't know why he was saying Sammy Flex. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Because as much as I know, I don't have any problem with Stonebwoy. As much as I know we've had some one or two encounters during one VGMA. No, during the VGMA that the issue between Shatta happened. I remember something happened whilst I was outside trying to record. He came a little angry, hit my phone down, all those things. And I know those things are gone. I'm sure maybe he might even have forgotten and those things. So I know there is nothing, because even on the day of his private album listening, like I said, I was there. I shook hands with him because when I went there, I wanted him to know that I did not ignore his invitation. I listened to his invitation and I came there. So when I went there, I went to him, introduced myself to him, and let him know that I'm around. So right after mentioning my name, Sammy Flex, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, not saying anything in particular, I was even laughing because one, I was happy that, okay, Stonebwoy has recognized me, that he invited me to his program and I came. And again, I was also happy that among all the number of people who were there, he was able to spot me and give me a mention. To me, if an artist is on a stage and he recognizes you and mentions you, it is a big deal, because when they're on the stage, so many things run through their minds. When an artist is on a stage, so many things run through their minds. They might even, it happens to me sometimes. when I'm on air, something will come to my mind, or I want to mention someone, but before I know, I've forgotten. So I also knew that it wasn't easy for an artist to recognize you and mention you. So when he started mentioning my name, I was a little bit happy about it. Then performances continued. He called some young talent there. Chaka was there. Skonzi was there. He called his bodyguard Chief. No, not Chief, sorry. Alaji. Yes, he called his bodyguard Alaji, who also performed. So when they were performing, I'm sure that was when that feeling came to him. Then, because at that time it was strictly dance hall they were doing. At that time, it was strictly dance hall freestyling. That was what they were doing with the young boys and his bodyguard and all those guys. They were doing strictly raga, like raga freestyling. That was what they were doing. This one will come in, the raga, the DJ Justice, his DJ will just be looping some instrumental tune. The way the reggae or the raga musicians have been toasting. That is what they were doing. They were toasting at the time. So I'm sure the way it was going, the way everybody was just making noise, because it was really exciting to watch, especially when the young guy came, Skonzi. When Skonzi came, it was so exciting to watch. As a matter of fact, young boy and the way he was spitting, the boy has got skills. Chaka also came in with energy. Everybody was on his A game. Everybody was on that level. They were all flying high. Then I'm sure that was when it came to him that despite what he's doing in dancehall, even at the time, despite the fact that what he was doing was so great, some people still might not give him the accolade of being a dancehall person. Because one, for some time, if you look around, if you consider the kind of sound Stonebwoy has been doing, many people think he's not doing the real dancehall as he started some time ago. Now people think he's doing more Afrobeat, and he will even be very proud to call him what he's doing Afro dancehall. That's what sometimes he says. So people think that Stonebwoy is not doing the real, like the hard dancehall thing, because you call it Afro dancehall. That is a little bit of Afrobeat and a little bit of dancehall in it, and that is what I'm sure he remembered, that this is me. I'm doing raga freestyle. This is me. I'm toasting. I'm going hard. But some people will not call me dancehall king or dancehall person. Or some people will not recognize me as still doing dancehall. Then he started the rant. Then Stonebwoy started the fire. They said, look at me. Look at the way I'm putting young boys on. This industry, we have put in so much. And anybody who thinks that he's the dancehall king, the person in murder, and at that time, I knew that it wasn't going to be easy, as a matter of fact. And he said something. He even said that he was emotional. So in the middle of it, he even dropped his mic. And I'm telling you, I have videos of all these things. But tomorrow, when work resumes proper, we are going to serialize this and let you know. But because personally I was mentioned, and I know some people are even expecting to hear from my side, the whole of today I've been sleeping, as a matter of fact. The whole of today I've been sleeping. I just woke up going to the Jalabia party, and I said, okay, I've been getting some tags on social media. Some people are mentioning me here and there. And I said, okay, let me use some few minutes to say this for now, and maybe tomorrow how the industry will see this. Because I've seen some people who have posted comments on social media platforms showing their disappointment in what Stonebwoy is doing or what Stonebwoy did. I've seen some people think that Stonebwoy has a good album going, so bringing in this thing that will create unnecessary controversies, that will even make people ignore the album, that will call for another conversation which is not the album related to them. They even think it is not the best. The reason I said, okay, let me come forward and put out this. Tomorrow, when I have to show evidence to what I'm talking about, I'm sure the good people who are also following will get to understand me. So yes, it is unfortunate how this whole thing started. But once again, I always say that when it comes to artists, they have one character. When it comes to artists, they all have one character. When an artist is on the stage, what they will do, you can't predict. When an artist is on a stage, what they can say, you can't predict. when an artist is on a stage, how they would act, you can't predict. As a matter of fact, that is why when Shatawale and Andy Dusty and Okraku Mante's issues came up some time ago, I was telling people that there were some people who were saying, Charlie, so sometimes you guys have to talk it to him. Sometimes I said, no. It is hard to control someone who is performing. It is hard to control someone who has got into that realm of performance. So when I saw Stonebwoy going hard like that, I knew, yeah, he's in that spirit. So personally, I was laughing. At a point, I was just laughing. I said, okay, there's a performer who has gotten to that level, and this is how he'll go. I was laughing. I did not take it any hard way. I did not feel it was so bad there like that. I felt, yeah, these are performers, and it can happen to anybody. Any performer who gets into that moment can go like that. I knew it. I knew like it was normal for any performer who gets to that level to go that hard. And of course, it did not go down well with. But to the fans, because on the day, most of the people who were there were fans of Stonebwoy. So to them, it was like the energy breaker. When he dropped the mic and he started ranting, going hard, there were some people who were still hailing him. Yeah, of course, that's how it is. And he says he represents dancehall and it is Beam for life, Beam Nation for life. That was what he said. And the noise was there. As a matter of fact, I at the point I was even feeling, is it because I'm around? That's why Stonebwoy is not like it's having that feeling. Because at every time when he was saying those things, he was looking at my direction. At every point in time when he was saying those things, he was looking at my direction. When he was throwing all those salvos that if someone thinks he's the dancehall king, the person in modern and blah 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 blah, all those things he was looking at my direction. So I did not even want to come across like, okay, I'm offended or something. No, I was not. So I was laughing. When he says it, the same energy he was expecting from the crowd, I was giving him the same energy back. Anytime he does that, I was still giving him the same energy back because I knew that, yeah, these are stars. What they want to do, that's what they do. You cannot predict them. You cannot stop them. And it was like that. But later, comments that I'm seeing outside, comments that I'm seeing online, shows that there are so many people who think that particular outrage was unnecessary. There are so many people who think that that particular outrage was not important because it is going to take attention from the album that he started promoting. They think it is going to take attention from the substance of the material that he's put out. That's what some people see it. That's how they see it. And there are some people who are even surprised that why should Stonebwoy at this stage be fighting for the Dancehall King title? Like, what exactly is he looking for the Dancehall King title to do? Because over the years, you have been winning the VGMS back to back. You have been winning the reggae and dancehall artist. You've been winning the reggae and dancehall song most of the time. In fact, you won it about 4 continuous times or so. You won it. So even if someone is going about with the title, you have something to even show if you want to claim it. So there are some who are so disappointed that, why would this come up at this time? A time that, one, you have an album to promote, a time that there is something on your table that you have to look at. You have ignored all these things to go and talk about a title that has nothing to do with what you are doing. Even the album that you've released, it is not a dancehall album like Shatawale did for Mali. This album is an Afro dancehall, or it is an Afrobeat kind of album. So there may be some 1 or 2 dancehall songs on it, but that is fine. But the whole album, you cannot consider the whole album as a dancehall album. That would be wrong to do. Nobody can consider the Stonebwoy's latest album, that's the Fifth Dimension, as a dancehall album. That would be a wrong thing to do. So there are so many people who are so surprised. Now, why this time? I remember whilst we were at James Kwaku's party, some of the industry people who later saw the videos, because the video started coming out, I think, that evening. It was until that evening before the video started coming out.